Hello, dear ladies and gentlemen. I hope you are doing fine. And today's lesson is very, very important. And I hope you have already taken your pens and notebooks that you are going to note down things and points that I am going to show you here. And today's lesson in literature, we are going to discuss about important part that you should analyze in any narrative story. Last time we discussed about the title, the significance of the title, how it relates to the content, and today it is about setting. It is about setting, write the title and underline it. The setting, it is commonly defined as a time and the place, when and where the story is taking place. But this is for general explanation. There is another breakdown of such characters, time, and place. And note that while analyzing the setting of the story, we analyze it in two dimensions. And when we say two dimensions, I mean spatial, first dimension, and temporal, second dimension. And spatial, you understand the word space. And when you say space, you understand the place. And when you say a place, it is about the physical, social, historical, geographical setting. And when you say temporal, you understand the word time, time, to, at which exact time the story is taking place. So we are going to see how these two dimensions correspond and contribute to the story's mood, atmosphere, giving it meaning to the readers, to the audience. So that's what we are going to review. In spatial, I mean in analyzing the place where the story is taking place, you should ask yourself, is this place peaceful, doubtful? Is it in fighting? People are starving, they have no food, they have no clothes to wear. There is social issues, that is social setting that I was explaining at the for beginning. So you should ask yourself, what is the environment that surrounds the characters who are acting in this story? So you should also analyze the physical setting. Physical setting. How are those people who are around the characters? How are they? How do they behave? How their life situation is? And you should also reveal and explain which important feature or nature that everyone can understand and can help him or her to understand the setting of such a story, and can even reveal the meaning of the whole text without reading it wholly. The second one is temporal, that you should analyze. For example, the story, let us say it is set in 1990. That is general setting about the time. But the story can also happen during evening, in the morning, in the afternoon, during the time of war, during colonial period, during post-colonial, during whatever. So this time influence the themes that is going to be developed in the story. The temporal dimension of the analysis of the story and the spatial dimension, they all coincide or they all correlate to give the meaning of the themes, contribute to the mood of the readers who will engage with such a story, and even contribute to the development, the plot, and even how the story can have or create an effect in your heart, in your mind. You see, sometimes you see a place where there is a story, and you imagine in your mind. So, what if I am the one who is in such a place? How life is there? Then what comes in your mind, it is what we can call that you put the story into real life but in your head. I think you understand. So what makes it to be real, it is the real engagement with the text, if it is written, or with the narrator, or active narrator if it is being spoken out or being told. So you should make sure that you analyze the setting. Setting is very significant. So let us refer to some novels, some novellas, some poems. You see, all those stories when they are written in, for example, post independence era, themes that are going to be developed. There are those themes that evolves or that composes or that includes or that involves uh, themes or issues that society faced after getting independence. You see, people were choosing their readers, were voting their readers, and they have promised them to have like everyone got a job, everyone live as another can live, equality. Everyone has what we can call right as the other can have. Everyone will get educated. Everyone should work and enjoy his or her work, but that's not what happened. The leaders that people have voted, depending on their promises, the people were betrayed. The promises that the leaders have already given to them did not come out as it was expected. And this is why most of colonized countries did not develop at once. Even though they did have property, they did have material, they have resources, but due to that people are feeling betrayed, they didn't work. Their unity, reconciliation, collaboration, even so such things that could bind them together didn't come out. So if they couldn't believe in their leaders and their leaders were manipulating and exploiting their resources for their own sake to enrich themselves, then there could not be development. So this is an example I was giving you to show that the time and the place the story is happening involves or affects the themes. For example, most of the stories which were written during colonial period, it was reflecting colonial activities, violence, exploitation, um, harmful activities, um, things like that. So make sure that you analyze time and place where the story is happening, but also highlight which effect does this setting create or brings to the themes which is being developed in the story. Don't end up by analyzing this story is happening in 1990 in Nigeria. No, that's not the matter. You should show why. Why do you think the author, the poet, the playwright did use this phrase? Did use this time? Why do you think did he write in this time and at this exact place? What was his influence? What was his motivation behind to write such a story as he decided to write? Remember, when you have no setting, you have no story. When you have no setting, you have no story. Story happens in the evening, in the afternoon, in the morning, in midnight, during the rain season, during the summer, during different times that can appear in the minds of people. And most of writers, they are very artistic. They try to bring the story into real life. Note that novels and novella, the plays, in the drama, they all reflect common man. Not those people in power. No, no, no. Those people who actually struggle for life. It comes and look a man who is there, down there, and see how is the life there. So in society, how is life? Economically, how is life? politically, how is life? Is he or she being influenced by the politics? So I hope you've got a point I was explaining today. Don't skip without analyzing the title. Dear ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you enjoyed this today's class. And then for the newcomers, I hope that you have clicked on subscribe, you have clicked on the bell, then you are going to